Can't get a game. Shit, I got some change on me. Look into my eyes, moving it right. I might just pay the fee. She's cash please. Yeah. She got a way of making the block free. Cash please. Yeah. Can't get a game. Shit, I got some change on me. Look into my eyes, moving it right. I might just pay the fee. She's cash please.
And we're back. Welcome back to 1 Point Motherfucking Zero. I'm your host, Dr. Shep, and I'm coming back across the track once again, my friend. I've walked on water. I've walked on land. I got kings and queens that want to shake my hand. Who am I? The doctor. Man, welcome to tonight's opening season. You dig? This is our fourth season. And this is the beginning of a new season tonight. And so I am very interested to see what comes out of me on this. I mean, it's so many good things happening, is that I don't even know where to start. Now that's a blessing. When there's so many good things happening in your life and in people's lives around you, you don't even know where to start. And that's where I'm at, here on 1 Point Motherfucking Zero. So first thing first, I want to give a big shout out to my producer Q, and we wasn't on last Friday. Probably the Friday. Probably the Friday before that, we were not on because Mother Q was having a few medical issues, so we postponed the show because she come first. Dig that. And she's doing better. Thank y'all for y'all prayers. I definitely put them in for, and for however the situation, goes. And but she's doing fine, and I'm happy about that. And I also got an announcement. I got married during the eclipse. Ain't that crazy? But that's what you do when you're in love. You dig? So tonight we're talking about motivation. Being that I've been so motivated by the things that have been happening in my life, I just want to share them with you and help you recognize, where your motivation comes from. Now, motivation is something hard to come by, especially now in this day. Motivation is very hard to come by, and you almost have to go on a, treasure hunt for it. But most times, motivation comes out of the oddest places, not where you look. It always comes from odd places. You know what I mean? When I was, coming up as a kid, to end up in comedy as an adult, I was motivated. And I was motivated when I first saw Richard Pryor. You did? Not only Richard Pryor, Moms Mabley. You did? George Carlin. You did? And all the television comedians. George Jefferson. You did? Sanford and Son. These were my teachers. And this is where my motivation came from. To make that connection that was something that I wanted to do. I didn't know that as a child. I didn't know that as a teenager. But I knew it was something that made me different from all others. So the motivation I had to explore that came from where I was living, which I am a Lufkinite. Not only a Lufkinite, I come from 222 Percy Simon, what we call then the projects. So my education is vast. Can you dig it? So it wasn't only these people, Richard Pryor and all these other people I named, that motivated me. It was the people there in my neighborhood. Because I had people who were almost funnier than Richard Pryor. I had uncles who could tell jokes. Or just were clowns, just talk shit. You see? And in my motivation, I added some things to what I wanted to do. I said, that nigga talk shit pretty good. I want to do that. You dig? And it was already in me. I needed that motivation to start cultivating it. Now, I'm speaking on comedy, but this is something that you can use in life every day. You dig? Because every day, most of us give 75 to 80% of our lives to being motivated by our boss. Being motivated by, I don't want to get fired. Being motivated by, I need this money, man. Being motivated, I got all the kids. I can't just drop down and do what I want to do. But I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. If you motivated to get up every morning at 6:45, get 3 kids dressed, 4 kids dressed, 5 kids dressed, make breakfast, you dig? Go start the car, warm it up, cool it off, or whatever, and get them to school and get to your job on time. Now, what motivated you to do all of that? And that same motivation you use for that, you can use for yourself and what you want out of life. Not the quota that your boss want out of your life. Because these things, what I'm about to say is not often said. Your boss wants your life, your whole life, until he can't get no more out of you. And then you are discarded. And you left with the motivations or the ideas of the things that you wanted to do before you signed your soul over to your boss. At 50, even at 37, 49, 48, they'll do away with you and you left with the dreams that you started off with. But you didn't have the motivation to explore those things because they told you got to go to work to get ahead in this life. And they were right. But they did not say you didn't have to go to work for yourself in this life. See? Trickery. They made us think that we had to go work for them to enjoy this life. No, my brother. I've been doing comedy for 30 years. Receiving a paycheck off of something God gave me, which is a voice. The ability to make my tonsils create a vibration that was pleasing to the people that heard it. Now, ain't that something? Ain't that some motivation? What if you can just go to work and get paid to talk as I do? See? Because that motivation will put you there. And I say put you there, but you had been there all along. You just succumbed to what was told to you. You know what I mean? Somebody told if I didn't know where I was going on the highway and I stopped and asked a farmer on the side of the road and he told me, man, you go down there on that corner there and you make a left down there by the oil rig down. There's an old truck. When you see that truck turn left, I have to take that man's word because I'm trusting on his direction. Now, people, we trusted the direction of others. And I'm telling you tonight, trust the direction that you had when you started this thing. Not when you got into relationships and people hurt you, not when you lost your job, not when you got another job, not when you filed your income taxes and you think everything okay for 6 months and then you got to go pawn all the shit that not before all that. You did? Before all that. That urge you had to want to cook. And when you did, it pleases you because you people give you adulation on the taste of your food. That's motivation. When you fix a car so good, but it ain't your thing because you work for the man, and people be asking for you. Man, come on, man. I need you to fix my car. Man, I don't have time. I'm tired because I gotta go to work. That's motivation. If you could still do natural braids with folks' natural hair. I had a cousin, little Jackie is what we call her. She had these little bitty fingers. And if I tell you she can plait a 1/4 inch hair, you dig? 1/4 inch. In braids, plaits, whatever. She could do it. Now that's motivation. These times are different. We no longer live in 2020. That's when our normalcy left. And that's when all of us got stuck with what our dreams used to be. Can you dig that? I mean, they stuck all our ass back in the house, all the jobs you had that made you feel like you was on a higher level than everybody else. That shit went to shit. And you were stuck with what you used to want to be. And used to ain't a word, but I used it tonight. See? You were stuck with that. That's why you see the outburst and development of all these uh, 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 people going into business for themselves. Because when they went home during COVID, they had time to think that they done threw their motherfucking life away for the man. Bitch, I'm finna go cook me some crawfish. I don't give a damn if I make $5 a day. I'm going to go cook me some crawfish, bitch. I'm not going back to that man's job. And people made that decision. And because everything they told us that they just took away from you, they lied to you and everybody. We felt that. Don't get me wrong. Society has been on their ass in my generation more than once. But it's just that one time that broke the camel's back. And that was when y'all were doing what y'all were doing and y'all sent us home into our houses till y'all got done doing what you were doing. And when we came back outside, computers had our job. You dig? Robots and shit delivering the food. Robots taking your order at IHOP. And y'all wasn't ready for that. And they put you back to where you were when you were 16, dreaming. Going back to your dream after 35 years of service. And there's not many people that can hit me in my DM and said when you decided to do that, that 20 years that you gave your boss man, he turned around and wrote you a check and said, I wish you success. None of that happened to y'all. I don't give a fuck if you work for a bank. I don't give a fuck if you work for the man or the judge or all these jobs you niggas showing your neighbors and your sisters and your brothers for. The niggas you told you, nigga, you need a job. Yeah, that was you. Yeah, you. You done told niggas that, nigga, you need a job. Well, us Negroes been here for over 400 years and plenty of us done had jobs. And nigga, what has changed? Black people, that's why I'm wearing my dashiki tonight. I'm about to talk some shit. Where is our motivation? We lack motivation. Now I'm about to say something that's gonna hit y'all. We done watched niggas die since the 60s and never ain't been motivated to. We watched niggas die during the 70s. Never been motivated to. You fill in the blank. My listeners, y'all fill in the blank, 'cause I don't want to say it. These people are very finicky about this business. And it turned out running your mouth could be dangerous. Turns out danger is what I'm trained in. And I'm telling you, we lack motivation. But we'll run and pack the house when Beyonce bring her nappy head self around. We'll pack the house when Megan, my man Stallion, get to talking ignorant. You lack real motivation. And some of you will say, well, all of us ain't like that. Well, yes, we are. Because whether you like it or not, to the others, you represent me. And I represent you. Now, back in the 40s, they outlawed alcohol because they said niggas get full of it and they rape white women. They didn't say the light skinned ones, they held their liquor well. They didn't say the dark skinned niggas, them the ones. They didn't say that. That meant all of us. So how is it not that you don't, represent me as a black person, a black human being? It's not even about man and woman. They don't care if you're man and woman, if you're black. But you lack motivation to recognize these things. But you've been trained to beg for help. That's what you've been trained for. And they don't have to they don't have to do nothing. They don't have to whoop you on your back. They don't have to make you pick cotton. But you still begging because you lack motivation. And if you had motivation, you would know that you don't have to beg for not one iota of anything here because it already belongs to you. And when you start going into things with that state of mind, with ownership state of mind, then the motivation begins to grow in you because you really mean it. For years, I've seen marches and Negroes in the street. It became so much of a facet that it was more, Manila colored people in marches than it was us, because we lack motivation to even say, hey, y'all hold on, man. We appreciate y'all support. But right now we got to stand and show that we care about each other. And when we get that right, then y'all can come join us because we know y'all got attributes. Y'all lawyers and this and that and that and that. But you lack motivation. And not only lacking motivation, the opposite of that. You love. You love being the victim. It's not your fault. We were trained this way. Yes, sir. No, sir. Nigga, don't come around here talking like that. These white folk will kill you. You trained that way. But you lack the motivation to go to a refresher course and retrain yourselves. But we all behave as if they're going to come back and retrain us. No, they're not. They're not going to come back and retrain us where we have motivation to have generational wealth. They're not going to come back and train us where our education and inventions and scientific discovery, the things that we used to do. How about that? I'm not saying this is like something that we need to do new. This is what we used to do. That's how I know it's a different breed of us out there. Because they got the same skin color don't mean they're a brother, nor a sister. We used to be everything that I just mentioned. Strong bond in family. Strong bond in religion. Strong bond in passing on age-old knowledge. From how to put the salt, bacon, and collard greens to how to tell if your pound cake is done. Medicine that's right out in your yard that you are unaware of. So I'm asking y'all, where your motivation coming from? Is it that there's none out there anymore? There's no motivation out there for great things to happen to great people. Because that's what I'm seeing. Anything that comes out new, 3 niggas or 10 niggas did it last month. So how can it be new? How can it be a discovery? But it's the lack of motivation that I'm shocked of. How many times somebody got to kill your son? 1, 2, 3. How many times do unknowns snatch your little black daughters? Because they are being snatched on an alarming rate. 89,000 children are missing. And this is just out of Chicago. How many of them before you're motivated to even act like you care? Y'all don't even act like you care anymore. Man, Juline's baby come up missing. Shit. Cut that ready, cut that little wang up, man. Cut that, fuck that shit. She probably done. Just we are so emotionless that it don't make sense. Emotionless, unmotivated. I'm sorry, people. This is true. And a lot of us think because we succeed individually that who gives a fuck? Fuck that nigga over there, man. But that nigga could be your daughter's teacher or your son's gym coach or your wife's pastor. See how the things have a ripple effect? My mama used to tell me, man, be at your best at all times. Somebody's always watching. And I've watched my people for 52 years. I started watching you niggas when I first got here because I knew it was going to be a problem. But what are we motivated to do now, people? I think about my father and my mother and my uncles and all those people, man, and what they did and how they lived and how they instilled respect and just all those things. But those people are not here no more. They are gone. And on this day of 2024, April, I am so grateful to still have my parents here. But a lot of that generation are gone. There's no more teaching. There's no more hand-shaped dumplings. You take them dumplings, you got to peel it off just the perfect. There's no more of that. There's no more homemade chicken broth made from real chicken. There's no more collards with the right amount of salt and fat bacon in it. There's no more hot water cornbread fried in fish grease. Oh, Lord. What have the world come? There's no motivation to even learn these skills. Because the time that it takes for y'all to learn these skills and prepare these things, you spend it on your nails. You spend it on your hair. You spend it on your car. You spend it wiping your rims. And you spend it eating ass. Or talking about it. Lack of motivation. You have niggas out there that claim that they are kings and queens and all this here kind of shit. The kings and queens of what? And who respects your counsel? Oh, there's no pride in this. And that's what we seem like we bask in. Being an unprideful people. And they done it to us by construct. They seen what we liked and they used it against us. We like music. Y'all listen to music here lately? We like television and acting. Y'all heard what these niggas doing? Actors and rappers nowadays? We like money. But have you seen what niggas is doing for money nowadays? And we should be ashamed today. Now the eclipse has happened, which the proper pronouncement is the ellipse has happened. Sun is new, and whatever that was that covered the sun, because it damn sure wasn't the moon, put us in a new place. Now, normally when I get a new place, I pretty much replace everything except, the spoons and forks and ends and odds that my mama gave me, you did? But all the rest of that is new. Now, we didn't went into one plane unprepared, which was the COVID plane. That put us out in a whole new playing field. And everybody was like, punch drunk. We still don't know what to do. But they done raised us up on another plane. We up on another plane yet again. And it so happens that this plane requires motivation if you plan to survive. So being motivated is the first step. And it's the most important step. Because if you get motivated, you get your neighbor motivated. You get his neighbor motivated. You call somebody on the phone, you get them motivated. You talk to your Facebook friends, you get them motivated. This is how America was created. They came over here. They seen us. They were already here. Not off the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Marita. We were already here. And they seen how lush things were growing, and they seen that we had control of everything. We had irrigation, we had groceries, we had all type of things going on. They seen that. And at that time, they were motivated to take it all. Henceforth, the great US of A, the worst Absolute worst. But we live here, and for some reason, because you had never been nowhere else, they told you this was the greatest place in the world. Freedom. You free to get your ass over here, fill out an application, and get to what? Y'all excuse the sounds of my neighborhood. I am somewhere real. You might hear a gunshot or two or whatever. Sound like somebody else is out there being motivated to do some bullshit. See? That's a prime example. And then motivation is a thing that makes you feel good. Once you say, fuck this shit, I'm finna get it, it's a good feeling. Once you say, fuck this shit, I'm finna live my life differently, it's a good feeling. Now, I'm not only a spokesperson, I'm a client. Some things happen to me that motivated me. Even to do this show, I was motivated. And it came by way of somebody that believed in me that didn't even know me, but believed in me more than that. Man, would say things to where I would be like, nigga, you lying. That ain't me. But yes, it is you. Get motivated. Because the change in your life could mean the change in somebody else's. Your motivation is just not for your self-adulation and for your self-wealth and all that. No, it's to be passed on. I told you that ripple. That wave, that ripple you create, yeah. It goes as far as the lake, it goes as far as the ocean. You don't see that ripple in. It keeps going. But most of us want something back for what we do. Now y'all wasn't ready for that, was you? You wasn't ready for that, was you? Most of us want something back for what we do. And that's not motivation at all. That's being business minded. It's not motivation. And it's not giving of yourself without wanting something back. I give of myself all the time. Not just here on this, you know, this box here. I give up myself all the time. And a lot of things I do, you and nobody else will never know. Because I don't want anything back from it. Because I figure that's what I'm here for. I'm a hero. I'm a savior. I'm a friend. I'm a warrior. And I've experienced hell. So I got a little something to say. And even in experience hell, even I today have a smile on my face because I knew and I know that it brought me here to one of the happiest times of my entirety of my life. Never have my dimples been so deep. Can you dig it? And it was that motivation that came from nowhere that I had nothing to do with, but all I had to do was be motivated to go somewhere that night. That wasn't it. Because I met my wife this way. Met my wife this way. Had been alone for 3 years, didn't want no relationship. I was just cool. And I told myself, because I was out of comedy for a while, I said, I'm due to go the hell off and have one of my nights. I'm due to do that. So I got up, being motivated by that. I hadn't told comedy for probably a couple of years up until that night, here and there, but full time I had not done for a while. So I got up being motivated to go and have that night. I talked to the spirits and I asked them for something irregular to happen that night because I was ready to accept it. I was motivated to step into the unknown. And that was my only goal that night, was to go there, have one of my greatest nights, to receive more motivation to myself. But instead, I had a wonderful show. But that wasn't the highlight of the night. The highlight of the night was that I left to go home and something said, go back. And I did go back. And when I went back, I walked in the comedy club and there was only a few people still there. I'm like, what in the hell did I come back in here for? I'm finna go home. But when I turned toward the door, somebody caught my eye. And I said, well, I'll go over and thank them for coming to the show and supporting me. But as I got closer, a different eerie feeling fell over me. And I seen I seen the top of her head, really. I hadn't even seen her face. But I was drawn to her. Okay? Walked up to the table, introduced myself to her and her friend. And honestly, when she decided to look up, because she looked at the menu for about 2 hours before she raised her head up. I guess she was trying to avoid making eye contact with me, which is something exciting within itself. But, I said, well, hey, I know you. Because when she raised her head up, it was just a familiar feeling that fell over me. Like I did know her, and I believe that I did. And I still do. I still don't doubt that I knew her from somewhere. And to make a long story short, it was just the motivation to go somewhere that changed my whole life. Because my wife came into my life and automatically, I received a motivation that I've never had before. She inspired me to do this podcast along with my producer Q. Here recently, she inspired me to marry her. I'm just being inspired all over the place. She did. But I'm motivated to be the best man and to be the best comedian and be the best host that I could be. So you understand? So motivation does not come without its perks. When you get off your ass and you get motivated to do something that has some real spirit and feeling behind it. When you talk to your spirits or you talk to your God or whoever you find to be your savior or your supreme being, get motivated, man, because there's a lot of things that can happen in that ripple that you start. And most of it would be good. And never ask what my payment is. Never ask what my payment is. Because the next breath you take could be paid by that, what you done. When you say that nigga almost killed me, it could have been covered by what you done. When you say, Lord, that car just comes straight past me, Lord, and something just told me to hit my brake. It could be paid by your motivation. So tonight, as a witness and as a spokesperson, I vow to you, even though I've been motivated to this point, I'm even hungrier for more motivation. That's how it works. So whatever is keeping you from your motivation, maybe your friend's opinion of you is keeping you from being motivated. Maybe it's the relationship that you in that's keeping you from being motivated. Maybe it's that job that you never get a break from, or you just don't have time to be motivated because your ass is asleep. You have to start to do away with these things, or you have to start putting these things in their place. Because most of the times when these things are happening to us, we are contributing to them as well, but not doing anything to stop it or to cure it or to make it better. Until you just blow up and say, fuck it, and then go do something the same with another person. No, be motivated to find the source, to find your source of motivation. Be motivated to do that. And not let anything deter you from it. Not the opinion of others, not your mama and daddy, what they thought you should be. Don't let anything deter you from what motivates you. Because what motivates you could very well be the thing that helps me. Can you dig that? And I for you. So let's be motivated, people. Here on 1.0, we have been motivated right on up to the 3rd or 4th season. Every Friday, I'm motivated to come and speak with you because I love y'all. Here on 1.0, we have no problem with telling you that we love you. And it ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Man, tonight, I just want to sit back and just enjoy all the loving vibes and the loving happenings that's been going on here in my life. And I hope that they have been going on in your life as well. So I'm gonna do my little announcements here on the little motivation thing. Me and Bay have been motivated to continue to do the show in Galveston because the love is so great down there. So we got another show coming up on May the 10th. Okay, May the 10th at Club 68 in Galveston. Now, if you're Lufkin Nights, if you're going to be taking a vacation, I know the rodeo is going on and all kind of other stuff going on. Summer is coming along. If you're looking for a place to go enjoy yourself as an adult, please come and see Dr. Shep at Club 68 in Galveston, Texas, on May the 10th. It'll be I and the Blame the Comic, one of my funniest buddies in the business, man. And he always does a good show, and then him and I together, you should have a pretty good funny bone night. And that's what it's called, the Funny Bone. I, as your host and your headliner, will be Blame the Comic on May the 10th. So if you got time, get away for a day or two. Only get you a room in Galveston and come enjoy yourself. And please let me know that you're there from wherever you're from. And I guarantee you I'll give you a shout out. And I look forward to the next show. And as always, I am thoroughly excited to see new people chiming in. Please chime in, like, subscribe. This is an interactive podcast here, so you can, leave your response, comments down. If you got any ideas for my show, if you got anything that you want to announce, or you got a business going on, hit me up, and we can do some advertising around here. Can you dig it? One hand washes the other. So, also, what else we got going on? Oh, also, be on the lookout Dr. Shep is coming back to Lufkin to do a show at the Pines Theater. The date hadn't been set yet. I'm trying to get a real, I'm gonna get a headliner to bring down to Lufkin. It's a good chance that it might be Brother Man if he has an open schedule around the time that I plan it. So I am planning to do another comedy show in Lufkin. So y'all just keep your heads up, and I'll make the announcement here on 1.0 when all the details are solid, and let you know where you can get your tickets, either here in Houston or in Lufkin. Tell you the locations. So keep that in mind. Let's see what else we got here. I think that's pretty much all the announcements. And so y'all take tonight's show, man. I hope I reached out to some people that this message reached, because it's truly time for us to start showing some sort of motivation as a people. Not just to sing, not just to bounce a basketball, but to actually reclaim what has always been ours. You know, this has always been ours, and you've always been motivated in some way or another. It's just somewhere along the road we lost it. And now it's time to find it again. There are poets out there. There are scientists out there. There are doctors out there. There are, uh, you know, every facet of life out there in the melanated nation. But if you or I never motivate ours, they'll never reach that potential. So here on 1.0, we want you to stay motivated 100%. Whether you think you're losing or winning, always stay motivated to make the change in the positive. I'm your host, Dr. Shep, here on 1.0, and we're coming back across the track once again, my friend. I walked on water, I walked on land. I got kings and queens that want to shake my hand. Who am I? The doctor. So take one of these and call me in the morning. Big shout out to my mother company, Black Earth Inc., and to my producer, Q, and my co-producer, Miss Amanda. I love y'all. And we're out. We'll see you next Friday.
Can't get a game for free. Shit, I got some change on me. Look into my eyes, moving it right. I might just pay the fee. She's cash bleed. Yeah. She got a way of making the block free. Cash bleed. Yeah. Can't get a game for free. Shit, I got some change on me. Look into my